Welcome and thank you for standing by. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. At the end of the discussion, we will conduct a question-and-answer session. To ask a question, please press star and then 1. This call is being recorded. If you have any objections, you may disconnect at this point. Now I'll turn the meeting over to your host, Ms. Monique Scott. Ma'am, you may now begin.
Good morning, and thank you, everyone, for joining us. On behalf of the White House Initiative on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders and the Region 3 Interagency Working Group, we'd like to welcome you to today's webinar by the Small Business Administration on its Microloan Program. This webinar is a result of the inaugural Community Roundtable we had earlier this year in June. This was one of the subject matters that community members had expressed interest. So our Regional Interagency Working Group wanted to put this on for the community. Region 3 encompasses Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Virginia, West Virginia, and the District of Columbia. However, this was also opened up to the other work groups across the nation, so there may be people outside of Region 3 participating in this webinar. This webinar is also being recorded, and it will be posted on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/WhiteHouseAAPI within the month. I also bring you greetings from Maureen Russo, who is our co-lead, and she's the Assistant Regional Administrator from Cooperative and State Programs to the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. My name is Monique Scott. I'm with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. We are so pleased to have Sonia Smith with us. She is an Economic Development and Lender Relations Specialist in the Philadelphia District Office with the U.S. Small Business Administration. Thank you so much for joining us. Sonia, we'll turn the program over to you now.
Good morning. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this morning to learn about the SBA Microloan Program, and special thanks to the White House Initiative on Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders and the Region 3 Interagency Working Group for extending this invitation to me. As Monique mentioned, I am with the Philadelphia District Office of the Small Business Administration, and one of my roles there is I am the Microloan Coordinator for the Microloan Program in Philadelphia. We have 5 microlenders in our district, and I am the liaison between the microlenders and headquarters in Washington, D.C. If you have any other questions after the presentation that you want to learn more, there was something that wasn't asked, my contact information is at the bottom of the screen, both my email and my phone number. Don't hesitate to contact me at any time. The Microloan Program was created in 1992, and it was to assist women, minority, and veteran entrepreneurs in need of small amounts of financial assistance. The difference between this loan program and other loan programs is that free technical assistance and management training is provided to entrepreneurs. And the technical assistance may be in the form of helping the borrower create a business plan, cash flow projections, helping them register their business, get licenses and permits, understanding leases and insurance, helping them with accounting software, marketing, social media, human resources, are some of the different management training programs that are offered with this loan program. And again, the technical assistance is free for the borrower. This is also not just for startup businesses, but it is available for existing and growing businesses. This is a chart that tells you how does the microloan program work. The first thing is that there are nonprofit intermediary lenders. So instead of going to a bank to borrow the money, you actually go to a nonprofit. The nonprofit has borrowed the money directly from the SBA, and then they relend it to micro borrowers. And as I mentioned, there is free technical assistance training, and that is on behalf of the SBA that provides grants to these nonprofit entities to help them with the training. So training is provided before the borrower gets the loan and also after the borrower gets the loan. And the training is provided by the nonprofit. And again, the most important thing is that all of this training is at no cost to the borrower. This program is governed by the Small Business Act, and everything on this program is in our SOP 5200, which is the Microloan Program. Currently, there are about 150 active intermediary nonprofit lenders in the United States with $133.3 million lent to borrowers. So you can see through the chart, the SBA lends the money to the intermediary, the nonprofit. They, in turn, lend it to the micro business, help them with TA training. The micro business repays the money to the intermediary, the nonprofit, and then the nonprofit repays the money to the SBA. The intermediary has the authority to determine whether to make a loan to an individual. And what they look at is, first of all, the business needs to be a legal for-profit. The only exception is if you are starting or you have a nonprofit child care center that is eligible for a microloan. The intermediaries have approved service areas that have been approved by headquarters, and a service area may be a specific city, a specific county or counties, or even statewide, depending on what their service area is defined as. If you are looking for more than $20,000, a credit elsewhere test is performed, meaning that will you turn down at a bank or a credit union to get financing. And no single borrower or business may owe more than $50,000 in microloans at any time. Also, no business owner or their associates can be more than 60 days delinquent in child support payments. Also, they cannot be debarred or suspended from any federal department or agency. Businesses cannot be more than 90 days delinquent on federal debt, and usually that comes in the form of student loans. Businesses or their associates may have a student loan that is either delinquent, or if the student loan had caused a prior loss to the government, then the borrower is not eligible. And business owners need to be U.S. citizens or legal permanent residents. As you can see from the next slide, you can use a microloan for a lot of different purposes. You can use it for working capital to support your operations, purchase supplies, furniture, equipment, machinery, and inventory. What you cannot use the microloan proceeds for is to purchase real estate. You also cannot use the microloan proceeds to make a distribution to any owners or associates of the business or to pay delinquent taxes. Okay, this defines what the microloan structure is like. There is no minimum loan amount requirement, so you may be able to work with your microlender to get a loan as low as $1,000. However, the maximum amount is $50,000. These are loans only at a fixed rate, fixed term with regularly scheduled monthly payments. And the repayment terms vary according to several factors. For example, the amount of the loan, the planned use of the funds, the needs of the borrower, and the requirements that were determined by the intermediary lender, the nonprofit. As I mentioned, this is strictly a loan. There are no line of credits that are offered through this program, and balloon payments are not allowed. The first payment is due within 60 days of the note date, and the nonprofit intermediary lender will determine what collateral requirements and or equity injection is placed on the loan during underwriting. The intermediary may also require personal guarantees of all owners. And because this is a federal program, the business must comply with flood insurance requirements. As you can see, the maturity is up to 6 years, 72 months. But the maximum amount of time most microlenders offer is 5 years. And we'll talk about that more in a future slide. Interest rates are fixed, and the range right now is anywhere between 8 to 13%. And all underwriting and credit analysis is made by the intermediary, by the nonprofit lender. There are some fees that are associated with microloans that the nonprofit lender is able to charge the borrower. The first one is a reasonable application and or origination fee that is limited up to 2% of the loan amount. Actual out-of-pocket costs may also be charged to the borrower. Some examples are filing fees and recording fees of UCCs and mortgages, any collateral appraisal costs, credit report costs, and any other direct costs that are associated with the loan closing. Remember, no fees can be charged for providing technical assistance and management training to the borrower. The fees can be added to the loan and finance. However, the total amount financed cannot exceed $50,000 in total. There is a late payment fee that is allowed up to 5% of the monthly payment, and the borrower may be charged for non-sufficient fund fees that are incurred. As I mentioned in the previous slide, the total term of the loan cannot exceed 72 months, which is 6 years. And as I also mentioned, most terms are only for 5 years. The reason is because sometimes microloans may be restructured. And you may also ask for a deferment for 6 months. And some deferment considerations may be, say, for an actual disaster, a sudden incapacitation of the business owner, or a regional economic downturn. The refinance needs to improve the cash flow of the borrower, and also the restructure must be prudent. Any microloan that is more than 120 days delinquent or in default will be charged off by the microlender. So where can you find approved SBA microlenders? The first website takes you to the Small Business Administration's microloan webpage, where you can find state by state all of the microlenders that are available to assist you. You can also contact your local SBA local district office. And the second website shows you where all the district offices are located and contact information. In conclusion, you hopefully have seen that microloans can help entrepreneurs become micro businesses. These businesses, in turn, are able to generate job creation, and the employers are able to provide good wages to their employees. This helps grow the local economy and increases the wealth in the community. Research by the Association for Enterprise Opportunity has shown that business owners have 2.5 more times wealth than non-business owners.